everyone, and welcome to This Is What I Do, the show that gives platform to entrepreneurs, artists, business owners, influencers, and anyone bold enough to proclaim, this is what I do. I'm your host, Brandy Iberia, and today we have an exciting show for you full of discovery and fun. In just a moment, I will introduce you to a few amazing folks in the areas of fashion, skincare, and music. Speaking of fashion, let's take a look at a Milwaukee-based fashion entrepreneur with a big influence in the Milwaukee fashion scene. Jeffrey McAllister, a known model, coach, and stylist, is here to give us a firsthand look at what it takes to build a wardrobe that will turn heads and work for your budget. For you aspiring fashion designers out there, he'll also be sharing a few tips on how to stand out in the crowd.
I actually style men and women, but my showcases are majority, I usually have a heavy male presence in my showcases and with male fashion, just because men usually need a little bit more help than women do.
Jeffrey McAllister, creator of the Fashion Sense Initiative, a known male model in the Milwaukee and Midwest fashion scene, is among the industry's top stylists for men and women's fashion. But I wonder where he got this passion, the desire for others to look their best on and off the runway.
Well, I have to say it all really goes back to my father. My father was a man of fashion. I grew up around him, so he was a man of suits. He always believed in dressing well. So it was just something that was instilled in me. And so I just kind of embraced it and made it into my own. And so I've just always been a lover of fashion. I've always believed that if you dress well, you feel well. It just does something with your whole interaction, how you feel about yourself and how people receive you. So that's how I got into it, and that's what motivates me.
Motivation is everything to Jeff. His drive to see others look good has positioned him to work with many models in his career. Styling men to look dapper to present themselves as a woman's dream has and still works miracles for those who lack fashion qualities and skills.
I think about colors. So I think about what colors is going to work with a model, and then from there, it's like, okay, can I put them in anything, or am I going to dress them more casual, contemporary, urban, what is it? And then from there, I just kind of start building the look together. So then it goes from, once I have the color, once I have the kind of the style that I want to put them in, then it's like, okay, am I going to do a suit jacket? Am I going to do, or if it's a female, am I going to do a dress? Or am I going to do some wide leg pants with a funky jacket? So I just kind of build it up from there.
Models love Jeff. His calm spirit, his eye for fashion, and his strong teaching abilities allows for aspiring models like Dash to find themselves in an ever-growing and changing industry. Jeff and Dash, the model, teamed up this year to set new fashion trends in Milwaukee and in the Midwest, one runway at a time. The most confident person can wear anything, but for a model in this industry, you must be fueled with immense and impeccable passion.
Fashion just always been me. It's like my way of showing people who I am, like how comfortable I am. So that's what I love to do.
I would just say, if it's your passion, just really, you got to work at it every day. You just cannot let up off of it. You can't get lazy with it. You have to approach it from a professional manner. You got to fully embrace it. And whatever opportunities that come up, embrace it, use them to the fullest. Now, I will say move cautiously with opportunities. Every opportunity is not a good opportunity. For example, I tell models you do not need to be in every single fashion show, because then you overexpose yourself and your worth as a model goes down. So therefore, be wise in your choices about who you network with, what events you connect with, who you are collaborating with to build your brand, because once you start connecting yourself with certain people, that becomes an identity of your brand.
Wow, amazing, right? For more tips on style and fashion, be sure to contact Jeff on Facebook at Jeffrey McAllister for all of your fashion needs. Sometimes we're pressed for time or just pressed in general, and oftentimes we forget about ourselves and maintaining our own well-being. Let's talk self-care. While there are various types of self-care, one form many of us rarely take the time for is our skin, the human body's largest organ. Why is that? Amy Poshepny is going to show us the benefits of facials and skincare. Take a look.
The state requirement to become an esthetician is 450 hours, but our program has advanced training in microdermabrasion and chemical peels, which brings our total hours for our program up to 675. We set our program to be 3 days a week, so it's still full-time because it's 12 credits a semester, but it's only 3 days a week. And they're able to learn the theory and do the hands-on right in our beautiful spa.
Beautiful spa is right. MATC Mequon campus has a lot of gems that most colleges and campuses around the areas wish they had. They have well-trained personnel in the barber and cosmetology department that can take care of your needs for fees that are less than the average professional facility. The surprising part about it all is the services that the spa has to offer students and clients who wishes to take their self-care needs to a whole new level. They offer things like
exfoliating, cleansing. We'll do full body treatments. We do not do deep tissue massage. We do have some body treatments, and what we do is we massage the product into the skin. We don't do deep pressure muscle movements at all.
muscle tension and movements happens to all of us. You see, taking time for yourself helps you to better yourself so that others can benefit. You don't have to be a specific gender. For all of us taking life serious, we need to unwind and let our moments actually become moments. For one great way to relax, you can come to the campus and receive this treatment called a facial. It allows for great pressure release and tension reduction in your face.
It could do so many things for different people. So our facials up here, we teach the students how to customize the facials. So if you come in, they're going to do a skin reading and analyze your skin. And if you're dry or dehydrated or oily, they're going to tackle those challenges. Plus, they're going to ask you what your concerns are. And so we'll be able to add that into the treatment. You know, this is what everybody sees about you, but there's so many different things. Some people have dry skin, so then we need to teach the client how to exfoliate and moisturize. Some people have oily skin, so we have to teach them what they have to do to minimize the oil. It could be the cleanser they're using. Maybe they're not even using a skincare treatment. Once we cleanse the skin, generally the pH of the products raises the pH of the skin, which can dry it out. And then your body just naturally produces more oil. So those people with oily skin might not realize that they just need to tone and moisturize, and that hydration barrier will be back on their skin, and the body won't produce the oil to keep the moisture in. So it's educating the clients the whole time. Dry skin it's the escape of moisture from the skin. So what we do is when you put on a moisturizer, there's different types of products for the different skin types, but we need to put a lipid layer on dry skin to keep the moisture from escaping. And then in winter now, keeping the dryness from penetrating in deeper. Now we're seeing a lot of dryness, and one of the important things is you could be dry in winter, but you could be oily in summer. So you have to change your skincare according to the seasons and the weather, especially in Wisconsin, because everything's dry right now. Self-care, everybody needs self-care. You have to take care of yourself, especially in the world today. Everybody's running and doing things. It could be maybe you come in by us for a facial. You might be coming in for, to fix something with your skin, like if there's acne or you need some extractions done. But in the end, you're also going to get a massage, and you're going to have a relaxing environment, because when your body is not stressed, your skin will actually glow more. So our stress comes through in our skin.
Again, taking care of yourself is important, and utilizing your resources is important as well. For your skincare needs, visit the Mequon MATC campus or visit www.skyn.skincaretherapy.info/home and book your appointment today. Okay, guys. While this show seeks to expose and celebrate amazing folks doing what they do best, there are moments when even the best of them are just doing too much. And in honor of that truth, we bring to you your top 3 you doing too much moments of the week. Drum roll, please. Number 3, Russell Suave. Many of us know him as Russell Wilson, but something has changed. It's very George Michael, Faitha. It's a lot of stuff going on, and we have loved Russell for the way that he loves Sierra, but Russell, we do not love this hair. So I don't know what type of product you're using. Actually, maybe I'm saying I don't love it because I'm a little bit jealous. My hair doesn't even do that. Russell Suave, Rico Suave, I don't know. I'm mixing the two of you all up. Either way it goes, you're doing too much. Let's move to number 2. Number 2, on our top 3, you doing too much moments of the week. Stripper fall down, go boom. If you have been on any social media platform, you have seen the viral video of the stripper atop a pole who falls, bam, down to the floor. And I don't know what kind of club this was because it was like stadium height ceilings. And the stripper literally falls down to the ground. And the fall in itself was not funny. The stripper actually broke her jaw, y'all. But this is where it got a little bit crazy. She continued twerking, but I guess, hey, again, this is what she does. She continued twerking with a broken jaw. And so while, hey, you definitely are a pro at what you do, in my opinion, sis, you're doing too much. Why not move right? Let's go to the hospital. But hey, you're working for what you got to do. And you made number 2. Top 5, you doing too much moments of the week. Now top 3. And number 1, Pushy Gayle. This is where we go from fun to sad. Unfortunately, we've witnessed this interview with Lisa Leslie and Gayle, and unfortunately we understand, and maybe I should say we do understand, as a journalist you do have to ask the hard questions, but sometimes you gotta know when to pull back. But no, Gayle was definitely pushy the entire way, and unfortunately it has backlashed on her in a big way. Lisa Leslie handled herself brilliantly. If I was her friend, I would definitely be proud. But Gayle, I'm sorry, you're number 1 because you definitely were doing too much. Well, y'all, it's true. While many do what they do and make significant positive strides, others do a little too much and can potentially set themselves back for a lifetime. Be careful out there, doers. This has been your top 3 you doing too much moments of the week. Music in Milwaukee has been an ever-growing scene, and its rise in relevance is coming swiftly. All thanks to people who care about the talents of others and their ability to give platforms to artists and performers in need. We have an amazing guest. I was going to say too, because this sister does so many different things and wears so many different hats. Miss Ishell White, a singer, songwriter, and CEO of her own artist management company, is Shari Artist Management. Oh, and the first question. Hey!
Hi. How are you?
Look, we're like, where do we look? Where are we? Ishell, oh my God. that introduction doesn't even do you justice. Sister, you've been in the game for a minute now.
It's kind of weird hearing yourself introduced like
Right?
that.
It's like, yeah, and I know I wasn't paid to do it. Like, yeah, this is just who you are. So let's just jump right in. For those people who, maybe they've just met you now because of the introduction, but tell us, who is Ishel and what got you into music?
First of all, I'm a human. I'm a singer, songwriter, performer, producer, all of those things. Most importantly, right now, I'm a music business advocate. The thing that got me into music was growing up in a musically inclined family, so you were bound to play some instrument or sing or dance or some kind of creative thing. And I just took it a step further by focusing on the business of music.
I love it. I love it. And so you said this is kind of a part of your family has been into that. And so you mentioned singing. Do you also play instruments and all of that as well?
I am versatile with multiple instruments. Drums, I started with the drums, keyboard.
Right, don't be shy.
Organ.
This your time to share it all. Yeah.
I pretty much could play anything once I just figure out how to hold it or move it.
No, I absolutely love it. I love it. And we gotta acknowledge, that you're a female doing this. Like, and in this industry, you don't see a lot of us.
Yeah.
So maybe talk about that journey and how that is being beyond the singer, because usually when it's the female, they're the pretty singer or whatever that is. But you're running with the boys. How did that feel? How does it work?
At first it was kind of tough, like if you have brothers or older guys and they kind of like rough you up to say, hey, you can't hang out with us because you're not strong. But once people see that I actually know what I'm talking about, I actually know how to do something as a woman. But actually, once I actually know how to do it, they're like, oh, shoot, she's cool. Come hang out.
Interesting though, it's like you got to prove it.
Yeah.
And then,
and guys can be like, hey, I can make a beat.
No shade to the guys. We love the guys.
And can't do anything but just sit there and look handsome.
Oh, just a slight little blow. No.
Just a little bit. I mean.
I love it. But I love it. I love it. This is real talk. This is what you do.
Yeah.
And so, again, we're so excited to have you on the show for all the different things that you do. And so another one of the hats, and we kind of touched on it, and maybe you can kind of expand a little bit more on your actual management company. And so talk about how many years have you been doing that, and what does that all entail?
Well, I've actually been managing myself for quite some time. But I actually started Ishel Artist Management 3 years ago.
Okay.
And I started it just understanding that artists are in dire need of the most basic management, which is like if you have to be at the studio at 4:30, you don't show up at 4:30, you're there maybe like 3:30, so that when 4:30 comes, you are in the studio, you're recording, you're doing. If you have a performance, you have performance tracks. If you going on a TV show or radio station, you have preparation for that. Like that's artist development is something that is definitely missing in this new decade, dispensation, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And so I just was like, you know what, I care too much about music and people, combining it, management.
Makes sense. Oh, God. A masterpiece. I love it. Absolutely love it. And so you talked about the artist development piece and, getting them prepared, like you said, whether they're going on a TV show or what have you. So another thing that you do, which I think is really awesome, is expose artists to live performance.
Yes.
And so tell us a little bit about what you do at the Cactus Club.
Yeah, well, I do a bi-monthly concert series, and it's highlights Wisconsin artists, and we just grab them, their music, put them in front of a live band, and let them just rock out. And I feel like live music takes music to another level, where just you hearing it, it's on the radio, it's cool, but when you actually feel it and feel the band, the audience, everything is it just elevates things.
Absolutely, and we were kind of like even off camera, y'all. We was having us an amazing time just talking about what live music does, and I can speak to that. Being a musician before I even got into any of this, and being on the scene, and so maybe share with us some of the experience some of the artists have had. Performing to a track versus performing with the actual band.
Well, most artists perform over their recorded music, so it's kind of hard to hear. But when you perform with a live band, you got to actually sit in the groove. You got to feel it. You can't just rap or
Right.
sing, or you have to feel it. You have to share with us. It's like
Yeah.
being vulnerable.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's being vulnerable
Right.
and letting us know, like, I'm really passionate about this. This is my song. This is where I was when I created, and that it
Yeah.
transfers through the music.
Yeah, and it gives way for improvisation
Yeah.
and exploration right there on the stage.
Yeah.
Oh my God, absolutely love it. So what's also super cool is, and we kind of said this, but we'll get back to it, is all the things that you do for artists. And I know you have this, what is it, a business school? Not a school.
It's like a seminar.
Seminar is coming up.
Yes.
So that's coming up. So let's talk about that and then shift us into how you literally manage artists. And then still you're an artist. So how does all of that work together?
Well, okay, with the seminars,
seminar, yeah.
I got to understand, like I said, there's a dire need for a lot of things with artists. And I just realized that there are things that, like, when you say music, most people just think artist, singer, songwriter, producer, but there are like management, there is makeup artists. There's like so many different people that go into it. And then there's like financial literacy, there's health, there's all of these things that need to be addressed in music. So I was like, hey, why don't I just pull together some people I know and do some
that.
seminars.
Oh my God, I hate to say this, we gotta go, but we get to hear you sing. So maybe that'll be able to say it, and then you can share with us, maybe quickly before we go, what you got coming up.
On March the 4th, I have partnered with Grace Weber Music Lab, and we are having an all ages show at the Cactus Club.
Love it. You ready to sing, girl?
I am.
Okay, let's do it. This is what I do. This is what you do. We'll be right back after this. Can you imagine a place where all is well? Can you imagine a place where the grass is greener still? Can you imagine a place where the people are doing fine and no one dies? Time and space doesn't exist, and infinity is the word of the weekend, and people live on forever, and no more people crying or sleeping, for the day waits at will. We live our lives 1 second at a time. Every moment that you take should be your life. Spend it doing what you want to do and not what people want you to. And this is your second today. Just don't let it fade away. Just don't let it fade away. Can you imagine yourself feeling insignificant, yet able to change the life of everyone you meet? Can you imagine fear gripping your intelligence before you create that life-saving machine? Can you imagine seeing someone living out their dreams, knowing you possess the skills to do the same thing? Have faith and believe that God will supply your every need. Just don't let it fade away. Just don't let it fade away. Just don't let it fade away.